Hi guys, it's Blake. I'm trying to convince my parents to make a track in my yard. Any ideas that, how I could convince them?
Great question.
Wow, Blake. Okay.
Great question.
How can you convince your parents? I thought he was going to the direction of asking for track layout advice.
No, we just got to convince his parents, who were definitely filming the video, mind you.
Okay. So, man, how do you convince your parents? I was listening to a podcast this morning, Rob Dyrdek actually, and he was telling the story of how he convinced his parents to let him get homeschooled.
Oh, dude, I begged my whole life to be homeschooled.
And didn't work?
Didn't work. I blame my brother.
I didn't have to do much convincing at all.
Yeah.
No, I got homeschooled after freshman year, and I don't recall doing much convincing. I think my parents just said yes,
yeah,
which could have very easily backfired, but it didn't. So, Blake, how do you convince your parents?
Well, start small. Okay. This is going to be my advice. What do you always say, AJ? What's the best thing you can have in your yard? A
turn track.
Turn track.
100%.
Start there. And then grab a shovel. No, I mean, here's the thing. Let
them know that it doesn't have to be a big track. It could be a 6-second long turn track. It could be an oval. It could be a figure 8, something that takes up maybe, 40 square feet of space. Super, super small, especially, Blake, since you're on a little bike still.
Right. Neighbors shouldn't care much if you're still on a little bike. Right. That's the other piece of it.
Sell them on the safety standpoint. That's what I would do. Because if you're riding every day, even for just a half hour or an hour on a turn track, you're going to become very, very good. And it's only going to help you when you go to the track. That would be actually the most beneficial thing that you could do. If I had access to a turn track or something, a figure 8, an oval in my backyard when I was young, that could have been a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I grew up, we were super blessed in the sense of we had 10 acres of land, not by many neighbors. And we had a backyard basically and a front yard. The front yard was probably 6 or 7 acres. The backyard was just a couple. And the backyard had terrible dirt. The grass didn't grow, all this stuff. So my parents let me build a track there. And I mean, it was an operation. Like, we had dirt brought in. It was a whole deal. But
what ends up happening, dude, is you bring all the dirt in, and then the jumps kind of end up sucking anyways, because you realize how much dirt you need to build like a legitimate jump.
Oh, I know. It was unbelievable. And dirt's expensive too. But
expensive, right?
Yeah. But here's the deal. Like every
turn track. Turn track it.
Yeah. I think a turn track's a good plan. Also, it isn't going to destroy the grass. But the other thing I would say, and I'm actually talking to, and again, this is all with a grain of salt, everybody. I am totally not a parent and totally not telling you like how to be a parent. I don't know. But I'm talking to my one friend who has a kid who's into riding, all this stuff. And I'm like, hey, the window's small. The window where you can go ride with your kids, the window where they're going to want to be riding or whatever, like the window's short for the most part. And if it ruins the grass, it ruins the grass.
age 8 to 14 or 15 probably, because then they're getting into high school, they're getting into girls and cars and whatever else, and just growing up. And then the parents aren't going to want to be paying for the kid can't afford to ride. That's why I see the least amount of like 16 to 26-year-old people at my classes, because that's when kind of life hits, right? So yeah, that is a small window.
Yeah.
Blake's parents build a corner track. Next video.
Which really doesn't
hit us with it.
That really doesn't like take any building either, but
just cut it in.
Yeah, but it's fun, It's fun. Yeah. Till up the ground a little bit maybe and get her going.
I like it. Blake's
but yeah, man. You know what his parents probably wanted us to say? Do your chores, listen to your parents, and maybe they'll build you a track. How about that?
Yep.
I like that. We're over here telling the parents to just do it. All right.
If you guys are enjoying these podcast clips and you want to watch full episodes, you can subscribe at club.themotoacademy.com.